I'm back again today with another video. Today's video is going to be me showing you a little bit more of my journal that I've been keeping so far in 2021. It is an A6 size and it's kept in a traveler's notebook, and this is by Speckled Fonts. I love this traveler's notebook and I love the setup that I have in here. And I'm willing to show that, but I think I'm going to actually show that after my journal flip. So with that, I'll just go ahead and open it up and start flipping through my journal. So this is an A6 journal, like I just said. I made it myself. It's 3 different signatures bound in one book, and the papers that I used were sketchbook paper, tracing paper, multimedia paper, and what's the other one? Oh, graph paper. That's the other thing. And so I just bound them all in here. I created the 3 signatures and then I put them in this cover. The front part, or like the cover of it, is a drawing that one of my kiddos at school made for me. She called it Popcorn Reindeer. And then on the side of it, on like the front area, I have one of my drawings, and it's just like a little person holding their journal, or a little monster holding their journal. And their expression is really similar to how I felt in the first part of this year, and actually still now, I guess. The front cover, I have some magazine clippings that I put into a collage, and then I taped over it so it wouldn't keep pulling up. It started losing its color, so I just fixed it up a little bit. Here's my January page with some of my little drawings and a collage. In the background here are the Jane Davenport mermaid markers. This is the first time I played with them, and my, oh my, they were so dark. I was not expecting that, so it's a little bit hectic. My next page is just kind of like, I was getting to know this journal, and I was testing out a lot of different materials, like a lot of different materials, I guess. Like the reinkers, the oxide reinkers, and different colors of watercolor and pens. And then I did some collaging over top of it. And this is a little pocket. So yeah, that's my very first page. This is my least favorite page out of this whole journal. So yeah, love how that was the very first one, but that's okay, I guess. My next page is another magazine clipping with just some stuff, not journaled, collaged over top of it, like these stickers that say "Stay Inspired." Another one of my little drawings, and a restaurant receipt, like little tab, and then some washi tape around the sides. A lot of my little drawings are inspired by Little Raven Ink, or what's her name, Courtney, or Little Raven Ink here on YouTube. She's an amazing artist, and I love her little drawings. So yeah, a lot of them are inspired by her. This is my next page. It just says going back to school, and I started writing about some of my feelings on getting back into the classroom after an extended COVID closure that we had this year. So there's that, and then this is my mom's handwriting. I was going through some old stuff, and I was going to throw this away, but I ended up sticking it in here. The next thing is, I was swatching. I got these new I was just looking for them on my desk, but they're not on my desk. They're on my living room table. But I got these new pens. They're called Alt Alternative, and they are from Joann's, and I love them. They're like dual tip brush markers. I love them so much, and so I swatched them out. And then I don't even know what this writing is about. Maybe about this picture. I have no idea. I haven't read this in a long time. Another one of my little creation monster things. The next page is, I thought it was like so specific. I was looking through a magazine and it said January Gardener, and I was just like, wow, that's really like on point for this time of the year. And so I just took a little bit of time to talk about how originally, when I first moved into my house that I'm in right now, I was really focused on the garden and making the yard look nice, and then I totally like let it fly to the wind when I started working on the inside of the house. And yeah, I would hope to make the garden look a little bit better this year. My next page is about the new moon and just some other stuff that I had, spirit numbers, and then yeah, so there's that. Oh, and here's my very first page that's not finished. So all the pages in my journal that aren't finished, I want to finish them, so I stuck little sticky notes in here last night, like little sticky tabs, so that way I'll know where they are and I can finish them while I'm journaling. So that's what all these little pink things are. This page was about a field trip that I went on with my kids during our extended closure. My directors made a decision that it wasn't safe for us to be in the building together, but we were able to spend time with our kids outside in the forest in a field trip, so that way everyone would have enough ventilation and everything. So that's a picture from that. And here's a little guy that one of my kiddos made. I love walking around my classroom at the end of the day and picking up all their little drawings and all their little like doodads they've created throughout the day, and a lot of them end up in my journal. On the other side, I have a little Panera Bread tag because after this field trip, Cullen and I, my fiance, decided to get Panera. And then I just wrote, or no, I didn't write this. I cut this out. It said, "It's time to celebrate and enjoy every happy moment," with a little hamster eating a leaf on the back. Next, I have, this is kind of a weird page. This is another page I don't love so much, but I bought a bag of apples to take with us for our field trip because I thought that we would, I don't know, see wildlife, so I brought some apples with us, and I just wanted to keep the bag. It looked really pretty. Unfortunately, this, like, little cut that I made of it doesn't do the bag justice because it was just really pretty when I bought it. And then on this side, I have a receipt from a scrapbooking store. This was the first time I've been to my favorite scrapbooking store since the pandemic started, so it was, like, almost a year, and so I was really excited, so I took a Tim Holtz sticker, and it says, "Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful," because it wasn't perfect. I didn't get to go to that store in a long time, but it was still nice to be able to go. So yeah, there's that page. This is another full spread of a magazine cutout. I have some tip-ins along the side of a I don't know, one of my, like, fellow citizens in our city that sells hostas in the summer. And then I have some journaling about our yard, and then another one of my little creatures, and a tag from one of the plants that I did try to plant last summer that died. So yeah, that's that page. My next page is just about journal love. Like, it doesn't really have, like, I don't know, it didn't really correspond with a certain day. I'm just going to check and see how much time I've been doing. But it doesn't really correspond, with a certain day of journaling or anything. It just, I was really, like, I had fallen back in love with doing a journal and keeping a journal and working in it regularly. And so I just wanted to do a little spread to that. And my boyfriend and I were working at our kitchen table. He was doing football stuff and I was just doing my journal stuff. And it was just a really nice moment. So I printed that out on my little sprocket. That was, like, a Christmas present I bought for myself this year, was, like, a little tiny printer. And I love the pictures that come out of it. It's so cute. So there's that. And here's a coffee flyer from my very favorite coffee shop. So, yep. There's that. The next page, I actually got this big chocolate coin from my boyfriend's aunt for Christmas. And I just loved it so much. And I just couldn't throw it away. So I plopped it in my journal, put these little creature things that I drew around it. And then I was going to write about the Reddit and GameStop, like, thing that happened, and I just, like, never got to it. So I need to fill out this page. Here's another page that I have not filled out. I've done a lot of the, like, I don't know, the, like, art aspect of it. I just haven't done the journaling yet. This is when we went to a new restaurant in Clarkston, Michigan. It's called Bunkhouse Burger. If you're in Michigan and you're near Clarkston, I would highly suggest going. It's very good. So I just drew some stuff and added some papers that we got while we were there, like our total, and yeah. My next page is a page that I did on a meditative drawing. I have been trying really hard to meditate and I fall asleep every single time. So instead of trying to, like, just sit there and, like, not, like just be calm, I can't do that. I fall asleep. So I tried meditative drawing and it just wasn't for me because my mind was still racing while I was doing it. But it was fun to try. So yeah, so I tried it. The next page, this is just kind of, like, I did this collage, and then I just filled it up with some work notes. So, yeah, there's that. I love this little creature guy, though. I think he's so cute. I don't normally do creatures out of watercolor. Like, I normally use pens when I do them, and so this one was out of watercolor, and it just came out different. And even though it's kind of messed up there, I just really love it. Here is some stuff. I made a little pocket on this side out of some watercolor paper and an old piece of bird ephemera I had, but I just recorded a trip to a local plant nursery that also had, like, a lot of bird watching stuff, and I ended up buying some bird feeders and bird seed, and so I just kind of wrote about that experience on this page with another little one of my creations. Yeah, and then I started talking about going back to school because it was really on my mind, if you can tell. Like, going back to school was a really big deal after our extended break this past winter. And then again, like I just said, I was talking more about going back to school. This was my first day back. This was, like, what I was thinking about then. And then on this page, on this flip page, it's, like, 2 weeks. It was, like, a 2-week update after we had come back. And so you can see that my journal is not in chronological order, but that's fine with me. I like that it's mixed up and it kind of follows the, like, where my thoughts are going more than, like, the time of day or time of the month or whatever. So yeah, that's just kind of how I journal. I journal out of order for sure. This is a tip-in. This was from one of the Happy Planner teacher packs. My sister-in-law gave it to me. And then on the other side, I have a picture of my kindergarten kids doing this really awesome button project we did. And I just loved it. It was one of my favorite memories. It was like right when we came back from COVID, and I have the picture there. So yeah, I had to cover it up. But yeah. Next, I have this big drawing I did. Again, this is another one of the oh god, what's her name again? Courtney from Little Raven Ink. It's another one of the drawings that I like that she's done that I kind of just copied. I'm definitely, like, I love drawing, but I don't like thinking of my own ideas because they just, like, I can never translate onto paper what is in my head, and so it's frustrating. But I don't, like, it's great. It's so much easier for me to see somebody else's drawing and then just kind of, like, adapt it to make it a little bit of my own. But, yeah, anyway, this is, like, a copy of her drawing. And then I have a poem. It says, I was never addicted to one thing. I was addicted to filling a void within myself with other things other than my own love. So, yeah, there's that. And here's another one of those spreads where I have magazine cutouts. Yep. It's cool. I don't know what else to say about this page. It's plants, and then I have this thing of salted butter, which I just love, like, funny things like that. Like, I love having something, like, so organic, like plants, and then, like, a butter and a Dunkin' Donuts thing. Like, yep, that's just my life right there. Things that I think are funny. Here, I tried to do another one of those, like, meditative drawing classes on YouTube. This one was about creating mandalas, and man, oh man, this was not meditative at all for me. Like, this was so stressful. It was really hard to, like, try to make it perfect. Like, I could not let go of perfectionism to think clearly. Like, I was so stressed while I was making this. So, yeah, that does not work for me, I've noticed. But it was fun. It was a good experience. I mean, I just know that this is not going to be something that's relaxing to me. It's something that I need to work at, so. Here is another page. I collaged all these parts in, and then it was blank for a long time, but then I just used a video that I had been watching on YouTube. It was Ways to Fill a Journal by Johanna Glock. I really have no idea how to say her name, but I'll pull it up to the camera so you can check her out on YouTube. She's great. Her style is not really my style, but I still think that she's really inspiring. I think she's from Australia. So yeah, there's that. Here's the other side of that page. Now, this page is the one I said originally that this page I didn't like the most. Or not this one. This one. I did not like this one, but really, truly, this is the page I hate the most. I really like the background, but then I drew this terrible thing with Posca paint pens, and I just hate it now. It's so ugly. And this was originally the page that I had, like, I don't know, kind of planned out to be my birthday page for January. And it's just ugly. So I didn't do that. But yeah, I still, as you can see, I still need to work on this page. I might honestly, like, if I'm being 100% honest, I might just, like, glue it shut. Because I hate this page for some reason. It's so ugly to me. But yeah, here is a spread that I did after working with some kids in my class to create a poster. I'm going to show you the poster too. I was really proud of it. My little kindergartners wrote save the date, and then they drew little people. And they created this save the date poster for next year's kindergarten roundup. I was really, really proud of them that they, like, were able to work together and get that done. So I just wanted to write it down, or not write it down, but I just wanted to tack it into my journal and then write down my thoughts about the whole project. Yeah, I was really proud of them. I have a wonderful class this year. Yeah, they're amazing. I love spending time with those little guys, but yeah. Anyways, here is my February spread. So from here to here, this was all January stuff, and then starting now, here is some February stuff. It took me so long to create this collage. Like, I worked almost all of February, like, moving and replacing this all. It just was sat in a pile on my desk for so long, and so I'm really happy with the way it turned out, but I'm not happy with how, like, my perfectionism, like, kind of took over this entire month of journaling and just focusing in on this one little area. So yeah, there's backstory on this. Next, I have another quote. This is an artist that I'm kind of, like, doing a personal study on, I guess. He's really into light and shadow, and that's something that I'm working on in my classroom. Like, light and shadow and optics and that type of thing. So I'll just read you the quote. It says, "We desire the powerful, memorable experience that we can't fully explain. We desire mystery and beauty as they remind us of the unity, love, and immensity and incomprehensible complexity that exists in the world." By Philip K. Smith III. So yeah, I have that. And then this is another drawing that I copied from Little Raven Ink. I love this one. I think it came out so cool. So pretty. This is another page that I like decorated, but I just don't know what to write on it. So yeah, I have another little tag reminding me to come back to it. Here is a like thing that I wrote up after one of our professional developments. We were talking about how to like remain in the moment and how to like live in the moment with kids in the classroom and how to enjoy the small things that we wouldn't necessarily like think about as adults, because it really is big to them. So I just wrote up a little thing on that, and I have one of my drawings. This next page, I love putting in these like windows from like, I don't know, bill envelopes. I love putting these in my journal because they make this sound. Oh, I love that. But I don't know what to write yet, so I haven't finished that up. Yeah, you can probably see that like writing is like the part that I struggle with the most. Like, I just, like, I don't know, sometimes I can fill up pages at a time, and then sometimes, like, it's really hard for me to fill them up at all. This is another page. I wrote a little bit about trying this yogurt. You know the little yogurts in these jars? Oh my god, I've been wanting to try one for so long, and I just didn't, for whatever stupid reason. And then I finally did, and they were so good, so I wrote about why I maybe didn't try it for so long. And then on the other side, I found this piece of paper while I was cleaning out my classroom, and it's like, I don't know that you can tell or you can see, but it is so textured. My kids are doing something on it. It's like plasticky. I think they were using like, I don't know, tempera sticks maybe or something, but it's so textured, I just couldn't throw it out. And then I was in a journal, or not journal, but I was in a collage on top of it, and I just couldn't. So I did like this thing where I kind of cheated and put it on a tip-in and then on top of my piece. But yeah, there's my little creature that says it's all about the texture, man, because it really is. I could just like sit here and pet this all day. But I will move on so that way the video can keep going. Here is some notes that I wrote about kindergarten next year, what our plan is next year. And then I have some more notes in this little pocket, and like I have a little bundle of stuff. I'm not going to go through it right now, but yeah, it was like a long meeting on a Saturday one day, and it was just like, oh my god, overwhelming. So yeah, there's that. The next page, I was writing down some stuff about saying goodbye to a couple of my kids that left to go to a new school. One of them went to a new school, and then one of them moved to a different state. And so I was just writing about saying goodbye and how like saying goodbye is really challenging for me. And here's like a card that one of the families gave me. And on the back, I collaged a house with some cool papers on the background. And then underneath this paper, I have some journaling, but I'm just going to keep it private. I don't really do a lot of private journaling, but this is one of those pages. And then this is another one of those pages where I just haven't done anything with it yet. I have this really cool like window I got on a pack of masks that I bought at Target, and it came with this really cool like, I don't know, it's like frosted plastic, and it just looks like this cool window, and I just want to do something with it, but I can't think of what yet. So this is still blank, but I washi taped the other side of it, and it's so pretty. I love this washi tape. Ooh, doesn't that just give you like the most springy vibes ever? I swear, I love this washi tape. Next page is another one of those full magazine spreads. I do these when I feel stuck. Like if I feel like I just don't know what to do for a certain time when I'm sitting down, I do one of these, I stick down an image, and then it gives me like more courage to go on and get unstuck, I guess. So yeah, that's what I do those for. Here's another one of those full magazine images, but I did like one of my big drawings on top of it. I've had this snail. I drew this snail. Again, this is a copy from Courtney from Little Raven Ink. But I drew this snail, and he's been floating around on my desk for literally ever. And so I was like, nope, sir, you're going to get put into a journal. So I just like picked out a background that I thought went well with him. And I thought that this one looked kind of cool because it kind of looks like he's like covering up this like, I don't know, little garden shack. But it says golden highlights. So yeah, so I don't know. This page is not done to me. Like I probably will put some journaling on his back, but I haven't done that yet. And then here's some fruit stickers. This is like another thing I love to put in my journal is like fruit stickers. Oh my god, sometimes I find myself buying fruit literally just for the sticker, which is probably insane, but that's okay. Oh, here is when we went to get our our COVID vaccine. My fiance and I went to this giant place, like giant, like, I don't know, like gathering spot to get our COVID vaccine because we're teachers, and it was really scary and really crazy, but also I'm very happy that we have it, and we got the Pfizer one, so I was really happy about that. So I journaled about that a little bit, and then we got apple juice after from the medical tent, so I had to keep that, of course. This page is another thing that I just don't know what to do with yet. I got these two little tags from something I just bought, but other than that, don't have an idea for this spread. Here I wrote down the lyrics to the song Yellow by Coldplay. This song really reminds me of somebody, and yeah, I just wrote it down. So there's that. And then I have this little like tag that I have here. It's just from koala cookies. I don't know if you can get those at your grocery store, but at my grocery store we have these koala cookies. They're delicious. And then I got this little Crayola oil pastel label from my school, one of the things that we were throwing out. So yeah, there's that. Here's another one of those full magazine spreads, and I just have these like moon phase people across the top, but I think I did them backwards maybe. I don't know. I did those, and then I stapled a ticket down here, and then you can't really tell. I bet you can't tell on camera. Let me look. No, you can't tell on camera, but I have like these little tiny dots along the side, and then I have like lines along the side, but you can't, you can't really tell because it all kind of blends in. This is a page I was just working on the other day. It's called Notes from Messy Art Class, which is like a journaling class that somebody offers online. It's like messyart.com. If you're interested in looking at like a free art journaling class, go to messyart.com. And they have like a really good thing for beginners. I took it the other day, and I've been journaling for a couple years, so it really wasn't super applicable to me, but it was fun, you know, a good way to spend my Friday night. And then they have, like in their course, they have this recipe, which is like a way to get unstuck on a journal page, and it just says smear paint, use paper from your day, write down words that inspire you, and then create a blind contour sketch, which is like just a kind of sloppy drawing. And I guess this was like my real takeaway from that project was like, think of basically think of a way to make it uncomplicated. Like do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, and it will give you a spread. And sometimes that's really helpful to get unstuck. So yeah, there's that. Here's some current music I'm listening to, or current music I was listening to in February, and then a collage. Another one of those yummy yogurts. This time I got lemon. The first one I got was peach, and that one was really good. This one was lemon, also A1, real good. Here's another page. I just wrote about Toledo. My fiance and I end up going to Toledo every so often. We just love it there. Like, it's just a different experience than where we live, and we go there every once in a while, and every time we go there, I just feel really inspired and happy. So I wrote a bit about it, and then I copied down, or not copied, what am I saying? I tipped in a receipt from our favorite place to eat there. It's this Sakura Express. It's really good. It's like, I think Japanese food. I don't know. It's delicious. Yeah, and there's just a collage on the back. And I got these new Ecoline brush pens. Ooh, I heard other people talking about them on YouTube, like other journal people, and I can also recommend them. They're really good. So yeah, I just have that on the back. And I haven't filled out this page yet, so that's why I have this marker here. Here is March. We finally made it to March, you guys. I wonder how long it's been. Oh my god, 22 minutes. Woo! All right, well, we're almost there. Here's my March, like, opening spread. I just have one of those scrap monsters, moon phases, blooming large, a little thing, and then an orange sticker from, like, an orange. But, yeah, I really liked how this one turned out. Like, and it was crazy because, like, if you look back at my February one, this one probably took me, like, no joke, probably 5 hours. I probably spent 5 hours on this one page, you know, over the course of a month to try to get it perfect. And this one I probably spent like 20 minutes. And honestly, like, I don't know that I like this one better necessarily, but I like it just as much as my February one. And it was just like so much faster. So yeah, it doesn't always mean that it's going to come out better if you spend a ton of time. Note to self. This page I really love. I created this spread after I took my kids to the local park. It was the first time we got to go this spring. And it was so nice. And underneath this little like scrap paper that I drew on, I have a picture of my kids swinging on the swings, and it was just like an awesome time. So I'm gonna write about that and how nice it was. Here's another thing I haven't written about yet. It's just finding adventures, and I just want to talk about like how, I don't know, it's kind of like the sense of adventure is like, in my opinion, it's kind of made up. It's like something that you think of, and it's something like, it's a way that you feel. It's not like really what's happening. That probably doesn't make sense, but anyways, I need to write about that. So yeah, that's there. And then on the other side, I drew these little, I don't know that you can even see them. They're really light, and it's on like, what's it called? Tracing paper, but it says it's only possible to live happily ever after on a day-to-day basis. I heard that in somebody else's art journal video, and I was like, yes, that makes so much sense. Like, you can't just like happiness isn't a destination. How cliche is that? But it's true. So there's that. Here is another page that I'm going to write on, and then a magazine tip in. And then on the other side, it was so cool. I love this picture so much. It's just called, it says Flower Children, and it says help your your own little help your own little blossom develop a love of gardening with these kid-friendly plants. And then I drew a little like deer head on top of it. I just love this page. And then on the other side, it has a quote from one of my like early childhood, I don't know, experts that I really love listening to. It's from Deb Curtis. It says, "My priority is that children's learning includes joy, amazement, magic, wonder rather than activities with no context and dry facts without meaning." Yes, amen. Love that as a teacher. So yeah, I have that written down there. And then I have this little washi tape, which, I don't know, like, sometimes I feel like it's racist because it's like little, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like nervous to use it sometimes. But I think it like reminded me of my little kiddos at school, so I used a little piece there. But yeah, there's that. And then here is the next page. I bought some tulips for my classroom, and so I have their tag here. I haven't filled that out. Here's another page about my school and next year. And then we're getting to the end of the journal. This is like one of the last couple pages, but this is some journaling I still need to, like a page that I'm still working on, but it's about like growth and how like growth looks different in different times, I guess. Like how my growth this year looks a lot different than my growth like last year, and talking about that kind of thing. And I just have a quote from Leanne, one of my favorite art journalers. She said, this is a time of expansion. Embrace the growth that you are experiencing and witnessing around you. Remember that all great things take time. And this is something that she wrote down on her Patreon. I follow Leanne on Patreon and on YouTube. Her tag is Creatively Free2Bme, and I love her so much. She's the reason that I journal. So yeah, there's that. And then I have a tip-in with some fabric. Ooh, I love this fabric so much. I only have a couple pieces left, but it's so pretty. And then on the other side it says, it's a good day for a good day, which it's kind of like a dorky quote actually now that I'm reading it. I just liked the like picture. And then on this side I have a page that I have like prepped with coloring, like with watercolors and then with some stenciling, but I haven't written that or done anything with yet. And here's another one. And here's another one. I haven't done anything yet. I have like, okay, so I have done something excuse me. I have done something with this page, but it's not permanent. I just wrote down, like, each of these little, like, you know, wherever I had all these little tags, like, this one is 12, I wrote them down on this page, and I said, like, what the topic, like, what the spread was about, and then what needs to get done. So, for 12, I just need to do the writing. I hope you can see this. Wow, I'm probably bad at shooting YouTube videos still. But, yeah, I just had this as, like, kind of note to self type stuff. And then, underneath it is, like, ideas that I want to do on like spreads that I haven't done yet, if that makes sense. So like maybe I would take like this spread and do like I don't know, work through one of these two ideas. I don't know if that makes any sense. It probably does if you're a journaler. You probably know like in the back of your head what you want to talk about in your journal, and you just have to plan it out a little bit. But yeah, that is my creative journal so far for 2021. You can see that I have done this chunk of it so far, like right about to here. So I've done this much, and I have just this much left. So I'm almost done. I'm really excited. I think by April, I'll probably be... no, that's really wishful thinking. Probably, by the end of April, I'll be done with it, and I'll do another journal. But I'll give you a flip then. And hopefully I can do some more videos in between now and then. But yeah, so there's my creative journal. And I just keep it on, like, the back elastics back here. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll show you the rest of my plan... or not my planner. But I'll show you, like, my traveler's notebook setup. So I'll just go ahead to the front again. While I was talking, I noticed this guy like flew out, so I'll just stick him back in there, and I'll show you everything that I have in my front pocket, and then what's in this book, and then I'll be done. So if you want to stick around for that, please stick around, but if not, thank you so much for listening to me talk about my journal. It's really nice to have you here. I've been really enjoying YouTube again. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into talking about what's in my pockets. So in my front pocket of my notebook, I have my pen, which is called an alternative pigment liner, and it's in the size, or in the nib size 0.1. I love these. They're from Joann's, and they're waterproof. OMG, they're like the knockoff for pigment, or oh god, what are they called? Micron pigment pens or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I hate those stupid things. They're so expensive. So this is like a great alternative to that. And I always keep this one in the side of my pocket. And then the other things I keep in my pocket are this little scrap monster that I made from Courtney, or not from Courtney, but like I made it following a video from Courtney from Little Ravening. So here's my scrap monster. I think this one's the cutest one I've made. And then I have a like to-do list notepad, I guess. I don't know. I just have a journal card, and on top of it, I have a sticky note with what I need to get done on Monday. I mean, obviously, because I'm filming this on Sunday, I've pre-planned a little bit, but yeah, my to-do list. And then on the other side, I just have extra sticky notes, and this one's like not sticky anymore, but that's all right. It stays in the pocket, so no big deal. So that's what I have in my front pocket. Next, I have my vaccine card and my fiance's vaccine card. And that's all I have in the pockets, really. And some sticky notes about, like, nothing. Really stuff I just need to throw out, honestly. But, yeah, so that's what's in my pocket, my front pockets. Next, I have this piece of hard, clear plastic. And I'm just kind of using it as a fly leaf. I think I talked about in my last video that you can... Not that you can't. Sorry, excuse me. Not that you can't, but I am using this as a way to kind of give this journal some more structure because this leather, this raspberry lemonade leather from Speckled Fawns is very, very thin. And so I'm just using this thick plastic as a way to give it a little bit more structure. And this piece of plastic goes all the way around the whole contents of my journal, and it's like the 2 end caps. So yeah, that's how I use that. But then the next thing I have is a small A6 dashboard with a little journaling card with some butterflies on it. And then inside of here, I have just my list book. I just have all kinds of lists in here, like journal prompts and quotes and songs and things I want to buy for my house and bills. And, like, I just have anything that, like, is a list I have in here. And not, like, lists, like, as in what I need for groceries, but, like, a long-term list, like gift ideas or Facebook Marketplace, things that I've sold on Facebook Marketplace, or... I don't know. I guess I don't have that many in here, but I just keep this book with me, and part of it is because I love the way it feels, but anyways. And then in here I have, like, to-do lists, but, like, they're more specific to certain things, so, like, project to-do lists. Yeah, so there's that. And, yeah, so other than that, I just have my journal in there. And then on this side, I don't have anything. And I think I was saying that I really love my setup, and the truth is I do. I really love how simple my setup is. Normally, if you've watched some of my other videos, Lord almighty, I had like 1,000 things in my planner, my notebook, or whatever you want to call this, and it was just not functional. So I cut down a lot, and even though I cut down a lot, it's still chunky, but at least the chunky that it is right now was actually useful. So yeah, I'm really happy with my setup, and I really love it, and I love journaling, and I hope that you loved this video. And so with that, I will go ahead and say goodbye here. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed all the way till here, oh my gosh, you're an OG. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I will hopefully make another video so soon. Bye!